guys, I'm Ellie and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing, Today I'm going to be telling you guys about all the books that I read in August. I haven't even done my stats yet. What am I doing? I don't know. I'm way ahead of the game. What's happening? So I actually had a really good reading month in August. I think my Cirque du Freak along has been really motivating me to read more, especially because I have to read those since I'm the one hosting the read along. If you guys are following along, I haven't been up to date on the comments. I honestly keep forgetting to even check on my Goodreads recently. I've just been really busy, but I'm hoping to catch up. I have been going back and reading everyone's things no matter when you post them. So if you're behind and you've been posting on one of the previous ones, I get all the notifications. I've been going back and checking, and if you guys haven't noticed yet, Darren Shan has been over there commenting as well, and I know it was in his newsletter. And basically, if you want to ask him something or talk about something with him that's in the series, now is the time to do it over on the Goodreads group. I'll leave a link down below if you guys want to follow along, or even if you have comments from when you've read the series previously, head over there, chat it up with us. It might take me a while to respond, but I'm there. That being said, I did read a total of 10 things in August, and pretty much all of them basically got 4 to 5 stars. Like I said, good reading month, lots of rereading going on and reading of favorites, so I'm not mad. Honestly, great reading month. Who doesn't want that? I did listen to 5 audiobooks within the month. I read 2 graphic novels. I am not considering Cirque du Freak middle grade, so I didn't read any middle grade. So then that leaves 3 YA books that I read. So yeah, as always, I'm going to leave timestamps down below so you guys can jump around to wherever you like. However, most of the Cirque du Freak series I did read as an audiobook, but I am going to be talking about that in the YA section of this video. So if you're more interested in that, click to there. But as for the rest of the stuff, go where you need to be. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the audiobooks. I have 2 to talk to you guys about. I've been really loving audiobooks lately. I've been getting them off of Scribd. I will leave a link down below for that if you guys want to sign up for that. It is about $9 a month, but you get 2 months free if you sign up using my code, and then I get a month free too. Anyway, they got lots of audiobooks and ebooks and stuff, but I have been getting a lot of things off of there, and that's what I listen to at the gym. I love having an audiobook at a gym. I thought it would be distracting, but it just it flies by, and before I know it, I've already read so many books. One of the things that I listened to was When We Were Worthy, and this is kind of a mystery type book, and this takes place in a small town, which I loved because I am from a small town, so I understood all the drama and stuff that was happening. This is after the death of 4 cheerleaders, and it follows one of the cheerleaders' mother. It follows the boy who was also in the car accident and killed them. It follows his mother. It follows one of the girl's friends that wasn't in the car, and then it follows one other perspective. Who was the other perspective? Oh, and it follows one of the teachers at the school, and it takes place it's the aftermath of everything. So of course you have the mother whose daughter was in it, and she's just like, oh my god, I miss my daughter so much, and what do I do now, and do I blame this boy or not? And then you have the mother of the boy who's going through her own life problems, and then this happens, and she's terrified for her son and all the things that he's feeling. And then you have the teacher, and she's been accused of some things at the school, and you want to know how she is wrapped up in all this. And then you have your friend, and of course you want to know why she wasn't in the car that night and what's going on there. So this has a lot of small town drama, a little bit of mystery, just trying to figure things out. I will say this just mostly just follow the small town dynamics. I thought mostly that this would be boring because it follows kind of mundane things, but I really enjoyed it, and I don't know if that is just because I could really connect and see all the things that were going down, because they are things that have happened in my own town and things I've seen in my own life. But I ended up enjoying it. I flew through it for something that wasn't thrilling, but it was still really interesting, and I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. So then the other audiobook that I listened to that was so freaking great that I ended up buying a copy was Dread Nation. So I kind of just picked this up. I've been kind of interested in it, and I was thinking this takes place like during, after the Civil War, and it has zombies, and I was like, this sounds like a great book to listen to on the treadmill because zombies seem pretty terrifying. I'd run from one, so here we go, why not? I was instantly sucked in. The narrator for the audiobook of this was amazing. This follows, oh, what's her name? I'm not very good with names. Jane was born on a plantation. Her mother is white and her father was black. Basically what happens is during the Civil War, after Gettysburg happens, the soldiers don't die, they come back as zombies. Anyway, so to give her a better life, she goes to school. It's basically a boarding school to become an attendant, which basically stays with the white girls in order to fight off zombies. So they get a little more freedom, but not really. Anyway, so the first half of this follows her life at boarding school, learning how to fight zombies, learning about weaponry. There's also a family that goes missing in her town, and so there's some mystery going on. It's like, what happened to this family? She was very close to this family. She wants to know what happened to them. There's also snippets of her like sending letters to her mother. She has not heard from her mother in over a year. The second half of this I'll leave up as a mystery, but basically you get to see a little bit more of the world and how the rest of the world is handling, how the rest of the country is handling the zombie apocalypse thing and what's going on. And this, I would also consider this a Western as well. Like, there's so much going on and it was so much fun. I was just so sucked into this. I was a little nervous about the portrayal of things, but I honestly felt like everything was kind of trying to stick true to the time period while also giving our main character a lot of freedom, and she's very feisty. I loved her, and you learn some things about her and you're like, damn girl, you crazy. So I loved her so much, and I'm so eager to see the rest of this. I will say, like, the way that they talk doesn't stay true to the time period in my opinion. Like, there's one part, I think she says like sup or something like that. It's really weird. Like, it was a very modern saying, and I was just like, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe they did. Maybe. Who knows? But I love this. I thought it was action-packed. It was just full of all kinds of things going on. I also think that in the future book, there's gonna be some ace rep, so I'm eager to see how that develops. And this just, I'm so excited. I just loved it. I have not been able to stop thinking about this book. I gave this 4.5 out of 5 stars. Okay, now we're moving on to the graphic novels. And what did I read? Oh, I had 2 graphic novels. So one of which I read was Heavy Vinyl. Oh, there's so much hair stuck to this. It was actually a gift from Melissa over the Bookish Babbler, and I'm so freaking thankful for her for sending this to me because I loved it. This was so much fun. One, the art is beautiful. It's amazing. It's colorful. I love it. This takes place during the 90s. All of these girls have my style. I love them so much. They all have different fun personalities, but these girls work in a record store, and basically there's some secret stuff going on. There's a secret girl fighting gang society happening in this record store, and they're interviewing a band, and they realize that something weird is going on with this band, and also the main lead singer has gone missing, so they want to figure out what the heck is going on. There's also, they are a fight club. Like, it is just amazing. I loved it. It was full of action and female empowerment, and I guess music recommendations. I don't know. I didn't know much about the music recommendations. But anyway, it was lots of fun and I loved it. And I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Thank you so much, Melissa, for picking such a great read. I loved it. I'm going to have to repay you somehow because this was just, I loved it so much. Another one I read was Lumberjanes of Volume 9 because I love Lumberjanes. If you guys don't know, this is about a boarding school. This is about a like summer camp that is just for for all girls, and it is just so much fun. There is like these magical beings in the woods. We follow this fun group of friends, and they always find all the mischief going on and are always getting themselves into these weird situations. They always find a way out because they are just so smart and they rely on each other, and they all have different talents, and it's wonderful. I believe a trans character in this. There is also a lesbian couple. Like, it is so cute and I loves it. They also, in this one, they actually address one of the characters as they. Their pronoun is they, and I just loved it. It's like they don't even make a big deal about it. They just mention it and there it is. And it's such a great, this is a middle grade series, and I think it's just such a great series to get kids used to what would be the word, like the diversity in the world that maybe their parents aren't teaching them. So I think it's so great. This one was no exception. I love this. I thought it was so fun. There's some roller derby going on and some fighting and some yetis and some Bigfoots, so you know, fun stuff. So I ended up giving this 5 out of 5 stars because I love the Lumberjanes so freaking much. They could make these forever and I would still, I'd follow along. I'm surprised like I'm surprised Cartoon Network has not like picked this up as like a cartoon series at some point. Like, they should. It would be amazing. Now moving on to the YA books that I read. So I'm going to talk about the series first because, yeah. Don't know, I've been doing the Cirque du Freak read along. We're reading a book a week. I do believe this is break week. Your girls will probably check. But we have been doing the Cirque du Freak read along. There is a discussion over on my Goodreads, and I have that link below. But I read Cirque du Freak, A Living Nightmare. I read Tunnels of Blood. I read Vampire Mountain, and I read The Vampire's Assistant. Oh, this is so not in order, Allie. What is you doing? Anyway, so the order is a little mixed up. We ain't gonna talk about it. The only one I didn't give 5 stars because I've been rereading this series and I love it just as much as I did the first time around. The only one I didn't give a full 5 stars to is the first one, just because in my opinion it reads really young. I had so much fun. I flew through this, and a lot of you first time readers have been saying that you love it as well. The other 3 I actually listened to an audiobook. The audiobooks are fantastic. They are on Hoopla if you have Hoopla. The narrator for this is amazing. He has like voices for the characters. He just really amps you up. I just loved listening to them. I've been listening to them in like one sitting. It's been fantastic. I guess I should tell you a little bit about what the series is about if you don't already know. But anyway, this follows Darren. And him and his friend decide they're gonna go to the Cirque du Freak. They've been seeing flyers around about it, and while they're at the Cirque du Freak, there is this show that happens, and it is with a very poisonous spider. But basically this poisonous spider does whatever the trainer says to do. Darren, who has been obsessed with spiders his whole life, where did I get that from? Who knows? Probably from this series. But Darren decides that he needs the spider, so he goes and like kidnaps the spider, and he's like, don't come looking for me because I know you're a vampire. So he takes the spider. I'm basically summarizing the whole first book for you, and I'm sorry for that. But basically things with the spider go very wrong, and he ends up having to turn to the vampire for help. Hence how he becomes a vampire assistant. And the rest of this follows Darren in his journeys and adventures as a vampire assistant, going to Vampire Mountain. That's not Vampire Mountain. Going to Vampire Mountain, learning about the Vampanese, which the Vampanese are like some of the greatest villains I've ever read about. They're like vampires on steroids. Like, I love the world in this so much. Anyway, it's such a fun series. I've been loving it. I love seeing the little like sneak peeks into things that are going to happen later on. The foreshadowing is amazing. I love just all the different things. I love learning about the Cirque du Freak. It's just been such a fun series to revisit, and I'm really glad that I still love it as much as I did the first time around. So I gave pretty much all of those 5 out of 5 stars except for the first one. I gave the first one 4 stars just because it did read a little young. None of the action happens till the end of the first one, and basically it's just an introduction to the series. The real story, in my opinion, doesn't happen till the second one. So yeah, this hair just sticks everywhere to me. Why? This next thing I have was actually the lowest thing I had rated all month, and that was the fill-in boyfriend since To All the Boys I Love came out on Netflix. I've done nothing but watch it and rewatch it and rewatch it and rewatch it. And so I was in the mood for some fake relationship tropes because I love it. And I had heard the fill-in boyfriend had a fake relationship trope. It was on my summer TBR. I've been meaning to read it for forever. Like, so many people have told me it's so cute. I loved the last book that I read from Casey West, which was P.S. I Love You or something, or P.S. I Like You or something like that. I feel like I cannot live my life till this hair is out of my eyeball. So I thought I really need to check this out. The setup for this fake relationship trope is very weird and made it a little unbelievable for the rest of the story, but you know, I put my disbelief aside to just deal with it and enjoy the story. But this girl is immediately dumped by her boyfriend at prom, and basically she's been telling her friends that she has this boyfriend, and there's one girl in the group that just keeps trying to prove that she doesn't. So she's very excited to take her boyfriend to prom, but of course he dumps her right before they walk in. What a douche canoe. Anyway, she basically recruits this guy that's in the parking lot and is like, hey, you're gonna be my prom date, let's go. So she introduces him as her boyfriend. He plays the part extremely well, and basically she's like, okay, well now I'm gonna owe you a favor, blah blah blah. She pretends that they break up right there, and then it's like a few days later or something, and he needs a favor from her, and so the fake relationship continues, and of course things develop and go from there. And it was really cute, lots of fun. I did enjoy it. I didn't think it was the best fake relationship trope that's ever happened. The build-up wasn't quite what I wanted it to be. Like, I really like the ones that are a little more like hateful at the beginning. But this one was, I mean, overall it was still really cute and I enjoyed it. I read it in one sitting. I think that it did satisfy my need that I had at the time. So I ended up giving this 3.5 out of 5 stars. Not a bad rating. Just happened to be the lowest thing that I read for the month. Then the last thing that I read for the month that I have to tell you guys about was probably one of the most enjoyable for me, and it was Stalking Jack the Ripper. I have since become obsessed with anything Jack the Ripper. I've been wanting to learn a lot of stuff. I want to know all the theories. I want to have a theory of my own, and I currently have Hunting Prince Dracula checked out because I love it so much. This is about a girl who is training to become a mortician by her uncle, which is frowned upon because she is a female in society and she's supposed to be like a lady and stuff. And of course she's like, I don't care about being no lady. Like, I just want to cut up dead people. And you know, society thinks that's weird and stuff. But anyway, so she ends up becoming involved with checking the bodies after Jack the Ripper has been there and stuff, and it comes down to she starts to think that it might be someone in her life is responsible for these murders, and it goes into the details of these murders. It talks about cutting into bodies, so if you ain't into that stuff, don't read it. Like, it starts right off the bat. There's also a very young, quirky gentleman who I love so much named Thomas, and he, of course, is maybe possibly a love interest. And I love him. I thought this was pretty suspenseful. I liked the mystery behind it. I liked that it was very female empowering. I just have enjoyed it so very much, and I flew through it. It was just so much fun. And what else can I say? Like, I feel like that's how I talk about every book that I enjoy, but it really was just, I didn't believe the hype around this series, and then I read it and I was like, I really like this book. So the flirting kills me because it'll be like Thomas looks at her ankles and she's like, oh, so improper, like my face is blushing, and it's just like, I don't know why, but I love it. Like, it makes me laugh, but also like I just want simpler times when that is like a thing. I don't know, but it's just so cute to me. I ended up giving this a 4 out of 5 stars. I did really enjoy it. I did think the ending kind of threw me off a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but overall I just thought it was really enjoyable. I've been enjoying the second one so far as well. So yeah, I hope you guys have liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to see future wrap-ups from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.